Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and this is Strawberry Shortcake. That's right, today we're making dessert. We're making strawberry shortcake with our shortcake baked on the grill. Now the shortcake is essentially just a biscuit. That's honestly interchangeable words. Our biscuit's gonna be a little bit sweeter today because we are doing it as a dessert. And then we're gonna have these macerated strawberries and some fresh whipped cream. All great summertime ingredients for a great summertime dessert. So we're gonna go in the bowl with our self-rising flour, 2 cups. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of sugar to sweeten up our dough. And these are the dry ingredients. We're gonna add to that our butter. So we got a stick of frozen butter here, unsalted butter. I'm gonna run it through the box grater just to break it down into these small pieces. And then these little small pieces are gonna form these little pockets inside the dough that will turn into steam as the biscuit bakes, and that's what makes our biscuit light and fluffy. Now I want all of this butter to be coated in the flour. So we're just gonna gently mix that by hand. Try not to handle the butter too much because we don't want it to melt. And once we've kind of got that all evenly distributed, we'll form a little well here where we can add our wet ingredients. For the wet ingredients, we've got a 1/2 cup of half and half and 1/2 cup of sour cream. This is a very similar recipe to the one you've seen when we did the breakfast sandwich. We've just sweetened it up a bit. So we're gonna get these incorporated so they'll mix more evenly and easily into the dries. And then I'm just gonna work this by hand, start working the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. And we'll start to see this dough come together. Kind of start to press this together now until it forms a dough. And then we can finish this process on the tabletop. All right, so we're just gonna press everything together until we've got our biscuit dough or shortcake dough. Starts to stick, we'll get a little bit more table flour down here. And then I'm just gonna form this into a square. Now we're gonna start stacking this to create some layers. We want a really flaky biscuit dough or shortcake dough, so we're gonna take this into quarters, start stacking it on top, and then we're gonna press it all back down. Now we've created all of those layers in there. So at this point, I'm just gonna roll this out. We'll go to about 3/4 of an inch thickness, and then I'm gonna double it up for a more defined 2-layer biscuit. And just press that together. If you want to, you can add just a little bit of liquid here to help this stick. Water, or if you got a little leftover cream, that's good too. So now we've got 2 defined layers. Should kind of flake apart as they bake. This is starting to get warm now, so we're gonna work quickly and we'll get this into the refrigerator. I wanna cut this into 6 biscuits. We'll get this onto a sheet pan and back into the fridge to chill back out. Now the strawberry portion of our strawberry shortcakes is incredibly simple. It's just a handful of ingredients and a little bit of time. You don't even need any heat at all. We're gonna be macerating these strawberries, which means we're going to be coating them in sugar and letting that sugar start to pull the juices out to form its own sauce. So I'm gonna get into these strawberries. We're gonna take the tops off, pull them out, probably quarter or slice them depending on how big they are, and we'll go from there. So a paring knife is a really great little tool for this job. You want something small. This Wusthoff's a 3.5 inch. It allows you to pretty easily get in there and just hold these out, just like that. And then These pieces probably can go in quarters. If we've got bigger strawberries, we might slice them down a little bit more. So just getting right in there in the center, taking out that middle part. You get the idea. I'm gonna knock the rest of these out. All right, so there's 1.5 pounds of our strawberries broken down. Now we're gonna add some sugar. We're gonna start off with a little smoked turbinado sugar. And this is where we get to add in some of our own little personal touch. That's 2 tablespoons of smoked turbinado, and we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of white sugar. Next, we're gonna add some lemon zest just to brighten things up. I'm gonna do the zest of this entire lemon. So that's just that bright, fragrant, outside yellow part of the lemon. And then we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of lemon juice as well. So that's it. Just wanna toss it all together, get everything coated. And we're just gonna let this sit until we're ready to serve these. This could go for hours or 20 minutes, whatever you've got. But you'll start to see down here in the bottom, look now, almost no juice. When we come back to it, we're gonna have a little sauce formed in the bottom of this bowl. And I almost forgot, I am gonna add just a pinch of our kosher sea salt because salt helps bring flavors out. So the biscuits have had about 20 minutes in the fridge to rest, and now we're just gonna brush these with a little bit of half and half and then top them off with some of that maple smoked turbinado sugar. So we'll give a good coating of the sugar on top. This will give us a nice crust, a little caramelization. And these are ready to go right on the grill. Today we're gonna be baking on the Yoder Smokers YS640S pellet grill. We're running it at 425 degrees with indirect heat. Slide them in right on top, close it up. So while these biscuits are finishing up in the grill, we're gonna put together a whipped cream. So we're gonna do this by hand today because we can do it by hand. You could also do it in a stand mixer, but we're gonna go old school today. So we're starting with 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and we're just gonna start to whip the heck out of it. We've got to like soft peaks here. It's only taking a few minutes. We're gonna start to add in some sugar so the sugar can dissolve. And this you can just do to taste. I'll put a couple of tablespoons in here for now. Now, often when you're doing a whipped cream, you're gonna add vanilla to it as well. Notice as we stir this in, we're not really trying to whip it anymore, just to kind of evenly distribute that sugar. As far as the vanilla goes, we're gonna skip it today in favor of a little bourbon. We do about a tablespoon of that. So a lot of similar characteristics between vanilla and bourbon. That vanillin from that's picked up from the oak barrels shows up in both of those things. All right, so let's see how this tastes. Sugar's dissolved, picking up on a little bourbon. You can use just a touch more sweetness though, so we'll do a little bit more sugar. So you're just gonna take that to your desired consistency. If you want it a little bit more stiff, whip it a little bit more. You can keep it a little bit soft, however you like it. So we're just gonna throw this into the fridge until we're ready to build our strawberry shortcake. All right, so 15-minute mark, we've got some nice puffing going on here. You can see that separation layer. We still need some more color. We're gonna give them about 10 more before we check them again. All right, this is another 10 minutes, so we're looking at about 25 total. We're getting some nice color around the edges. These things are fully set all the way through, so I'm gonna pull them off. Well, we're gonna let these biscuits cool down just a little bit before we assemble our strawberry shortcakes, but from here, we're pretty much ready to go. All right, so let's build it up now. We're gonna take that in half, our flaky layers, top it off with some of these macerated strawberries. And come over here and take a look. Remember, none of that juice was there. That's all come out of those as they sit in the refrigerator macerating. So let's get some strawberries on there. We'll load up some whipped cream. Get a little bit of that juice out of the bottom. Ooh, yeah. And you can just Keep going. Keep the layers going if you like. A little whipped cream on top. A little more of our strawberries. And I like to cap it all off with just a little drizzle of some wildflower honey. That's it. Let's dig in. Get a little bit of everything on here. Delicious. Oh, the creaminess of that whipped cream with the sweetness of these strawberries. And you get that lemon in there, that acidity that just like sets everything off. I mean, without it, it's just strawberries, which is great, but there's so much more to bring out when you add in a different element. It's not just sweet now, it's sweet with a little kick of sour. We talk about these balancing acts all the time. That's a great summertime dessert. And it's not just sweet in your face. There's a little bit more going on there, including that grilled element. I mean, no doubt, this isn't like smoke you out flavor, but it tastes like it was cooked on a grill. And I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All Things Barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.